Good evening. Our top story this week. The Oklahoma Supreme Court says tough shit to Dustin Brown and makes him give baby Veronica back to the adoptive parents. And now Oklahoma's interfering and backstabbing governor is trying to win some brownie points with those who she pissed off after signing the extradition order by pleading with South Carolina to drop the custodial interference charges against the real father. In California, the Los Angeles child protective industry is running out of beds for all of the kids they've been snatching, while some of their child snatchers plan a walkout because they don't think they're being paid enough for the higher caseloads. In California, foster kids are failing out of school at high rates as less than half ever graduate or even get GEDs. In Florida, lawmakers are looking for ways to improve the state's child welfare system after a rash of child abuse deaths over the past summer. In Iowa, the Attorney General's office is denying the public access to a juvenile home security video that allegedly shows a kid being mistreated in the home. In Maine, the state releases the data on the use of physical restraints against special needs students. And in Missouri, the child protective industry is getting worse because the bosses have taken side jobs, which takes up too much of their time. In Michigan, one country is seeing fewer child abuse cases over the last month, and they're planning to cut staff at the child protective industry because of it. In New York, the Erie County Legislature decides to restructure the child protective industry because of their failure to protect a boy who died, so they approved the hiring of 7 new CPS agents and 3 new managers. And in Oregon, state lawmakers are all worked up after new data is released saying that kids are staying in foster care longer despite new efforts to shorten their stays. In Washington, advocates are happy about 3 new bills that were passed that would address various problems that they were having with foster kids. And in Texas, a new law is designed to prevent foster parents from over-medicating the kids who, as it turns out, are 53 times more likely to be over-medicated in foster care than are their peers. In Germany, a couple of homeschoolers get their kids back from the child protective industry after promising to send them to public school. In New Zealand, a foster parent admits to sexually abusing boys who are in his care. Former Pope Benedict is denying any role in a child abuse cover-up, while the Catholic Church was engulfed in a sex abuse by priest scandal. And a U.S. delegation to Russia, which was trying to get the adoption ban to the United States lifted, was unsuccessful this week, after a senior Russian diplomat says that the United States remains the most problematic country for orphans adopted from Russia after a series of high-profile child abuse cases, and at least 26 adopted Russian orphans have been passed around via an unofficial internet website. With China joining in, as the Chinese Adoption Agency is upset over the same reports that American parents who have adopted their orphans have been passing them around on those same websites as well. In Canada this week, they're trying to figure out how to keep the kids from getting lost in the country's child welfare system. 2 foster parents in Manitoba who are fighting the removal of a foster kid who they want to adopt by claiming that he's being taken away because they're Filipino and the kid is not. In British Columbia, a foster parent who sexually abused a little girl for 11 years will get 4 years in jail for doing so. And in Montreal, a man is claiming that he was sexually abused while growing up in foster care. In England, a senior council wants to make it so that children under 10 would automatically be given an advocate to look out for their best interest when decisions are being made about them in family court. British social workers who steal children are all worried about being targeted online by parents who they pissed off after a judge ruled that the father could release a video of the baby stealer snatching his newborn right from the hospital. A British journalist suggests that social workers are too slow to snatch kids because they are oblivious to obvious signs of abuse and because they are too optimistic and actually want to believe the parents. And British social worker Norma Rose Lee has been suspended for failing to properly assess and follow safeguarding procedures for 2 children known as Child A and Child B. In entertainment news this week, Kevin Federline says that there is no way in hell that he's going to let Britney Spears put their sons up on the stage with her in Las Vegas. Modern Family's Ariel Winter's mom wants to get rid of the kid's lawyer and psychiatrist after she accused her mom of sexual abuse by talking about oral sex with her. In California, Governor Jerry Brown signs a law that would ban paparazzi from taking and publishing pictures of the children of stars without the consent of the parents. In Arkansas, a man who served as a foster parent and an ice cream truck driver and a child advocate is charged with sexually assaulting a child. In California, a foster father is on trial for killing a 5-month-old back in December of 2012. Also, the CPS agents and doctors in that case are being questioned as to why they apparently missed several opportunities to save the kid. And in Florida, a man is arrested for making a false report to the child abuse hotline claiming that he had abducted a 9-year-old and dumped the body, but that she may still be alive. In Nebraska, a foster mother gets probation for having sex with her 17-year-old foster son. In Texas, 3 CPS investigators have been charged with tampering with evidence that is possibly tied tied to the case of a slain teenager. In Florida, a 9-year-old is suing the child protective industry for not protecting him from an abusive parent. And in New York, they're trying to figure out what to do about several teenage girls running away from a group home. In Vermont, a CPS agent settles with the state in a job promotion dispute. In Wisconsin, the state revokes the license of a residential care center after a child is severely injured while being placed into restraints. And finally, tonight in Maryland, a school official tells students that the Trayvon Martin case proves that it's legal to hunt children. For these stories and all the latest dirt on the child protective industry, visit www.legallykidnapped.com. And until next week, this is Baby LK, over and out.